Go, 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 let's get it. I'm a trapping fanatic, that shit automatic, so I cannot turn it on or off. Bitches all on my dick, then she hop on my dick, I'm like, why you keep hopping on and off? Yo, bitch all on my dick, she be doing the most. I tell her, little bitch, she so extra. And my gun up on me, but not run up on me. Niggas, they wanna fight, they some wrestlers.
For this video to even make sense, I suggest watching What If Naruto was a Soul Reaper first. That video will be linked in the description as well as the comments. Now, let's get into the story. Ichigo looks at Naruto, wondering if what he said was true. But Rukia tells him not to believe this fake Soul Reaper. What the hell do you mean not believe him? He defeated the Hollow, didn't he? Think, Ichigo. Where did this mysterious Soul Reaper come from, if not from the Soul Society? Naruto looks at the two of them and sighs. Ichigo, that was your name, right? Yeah, that's right. How about a friendly spar then? If I win, you take me to Urahara. So, do we have a deal? Ichigo, you can't be seriously taking this deal from this stranger. Why not? He can't possibly be that strong. Rukia in her mind calls him an idiot, as Naruto tells Ichigo to follow him so they can go somewhere where they wouldn't hurt anyone else during their battle. Alright, I'll try to pace myself during this fight, but I have a question. Your spiritual energy, why is it so chaotic? What do you mean? Man, this isn't good. You're asking me to explain it to you? I'm not that good at it, so how about I show you during our battle? Works for me. Just prepare to lose. Ichigo jumps forward swinging his blade, but is dodged by Naruto. Rukia then shouts out for Ichigo to now dodge, but he's kicked in his stomach. Whoa, that's weird. Hey Ichigo, go ahead and release your Shikai. My what? Release your Zanpakuto? Power of your blade? Come on, you should know this. You're a Soul Reaper, aren't you? Ichigo then explains how he's a substitute Soul Reaper. And Naruto, well, he's shocked by this, as he's only read one case of this in the history, but he thinks it's pretty cool. Ichigo looks down at his blade, thinking back to what Naruto had just said. Then he thinks back to the moment with the Minos Grande when it had appeared. Could that be the power that he's talking about? Alright, it seems you don't really understand, so I'll try to help you. Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu. Rukia seems so surprised because Naruto created hundreds of clones of himself. Ichigo was completely surrounded, and this is when she heard the laughter of Urahara, who stands next to her. Hey Rukia, who's the kid giving Ichigo a run for his money right now? It's about damn time you showed up. I called you 3 minutes ago. I don't know who he is, but he's an unknown Soul Reaper, and he says you're his uncle. Urahara looks at Naruto and sees Minato within the boy, as there's no mistaking the resemblance between the two. Ichigo's spiritual pressure begins to increase as he then destroys all the clones around him. How's that, Naruto? Pretty impressive. You learn quicker than me. So, why don't we start taking this fight seriously? Naruto stabs his katana into the ground as a dark aura begins to surround him and completely cover him. Rukia shouts out for Ichigo to get back. Before Naruto could continue, the blade of Urahara was now at his throat. You know, I knew my nephew would be strong, but who knew he'd almost be at the level of a captain in the Soul Society? Hey Ichigo, what's up Urahara? Come with me. You too, Rukia. They go back to his shop, where Naruto explains the world that he comes from, and Ichigo is confused by it. Urahara was saddened to hear that his younger brother had perished, but he was happy that Naruto was here now. Urahara then shows them a picture of him and Naruto's father, and they instantly notice the similarities between the two. Well, between Minato and Naruto, that is. Ichigo speaks up here. Sorry to interrupt your little family reunion, but why did you stop the fight between me and Naruto? Urahara sighs. Naruto would have killed you at your current state. He then turns to Naruto saying, You've achieved the name of your Zanpakuto and you were about to release it, weren't you? Yes, I learned that when I was about 12, and I also learned Bankai when I was around 15, although it took me 2 years to, well, fully develop it in a way, you could say. Rukia slams her hands on the table in disbelief. There's no way you learned Bankai at that age. Naruto then stands up, looking her dead in her eyes. Not only did I learn it in 2 years, my Zanpakuto has 2 different Bankais. This even caused Urahara to be shocked by the information that he was hearing, as he's never heard anything like this before. Naruto then sits back down, folding his arm. Man, that's nothing. Whenever he learns the name of his Zanpakuto and masters his own Bankai, I can tell he'll be stronger than me. He says this while pointing at Ichigo, who was still very confused by all the terms that they were using. Hey Ichigo, how about I start training you? Ichigo agrees, as he then begins to head back home, and Urahara questions why Naruto wants to train Ichigo. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. When he fights, he has a spark in his eyes. He's not just fighting for himself. I can tell he's a good guy fighting for the people that he cares about. In a sense, he's just like me. However, I am a little jealous of Ichigo. Oh yeah? And why's that, kid? I didn't want to say it while they were here, but I'll tell you. My father's death led to many things happening in the area that I grew up. I was hated by most of those who were around me. It could have been worse if not for a man I consider my grandfather. He took me in, but even that didn't stop the mistreatment I got within my home. Hey uncle, would it be okay if I stay in this world from now on? Urahara smiles, telling Naruto that he's glad to keep him around. Behind the door of this room, Uryu and Jinta were crying because of Naruto's sad story. The next day, while Ichigo was in class and not paying attention, his teacher said that they would be introducing a new student. This is when Naruto walked into the room, waving at Ichigo and Rukia. This shocked both of them, as they wondered why he was here. As he sits down next to Ichigo, he tells him he was bored sitting around Urahara's shop. And after school, Ichigo goes with Naruto to an area where they could train. They would do so for hours, and then Ichigo heads home. However, things couldn't remain like this, as Rukia was running away from 2 people who were watching her. Renji and Byakuya jump down, stopping her from running, as Renji swings his sword, causing her to jump back. You already know how bad the crime you've committed is, so why resist us now? But we need to know where that human who has your powers is, so that we can finish him off. As Renji goes in for another attack, a Quincy arrow flies by his head. While this was going on, Naruto was laying down as he then opened his eyes. He walked outside of Urahara's shop and smiled. I can sense it. No one else could hold this power, except for a captain. It must be my lucky day. Wait a minute. I also sense Ichigo that way. I can't let him fight the captain alone. Renji was about to strike Ichigo down when Naruto arrived just in time, blocking the blade for him. Hey Ichigo, I'm sorry I'm late, and I'm sorry to take your fight, but do you mind if I handle this one? Yeah. Go ahead, he's all yours. Renji backs up, looking at Naruto. Who the hell are you? I don't like giving answers to those who hurt my friends. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and this here is Kuroi Kitsune. Naruto stabs his blade into the ground as the dark energy covers his body, making it impossible to see him. Then, all of that energy is consumed into Naruto and his scythe. Byakuya tells Renji to be careful, as his opponent is strong. Renji looks at Naruto and swings his blade that extends towards him. Naruto smiles, catching it with his bare hand. Hey Ichigo, can you tell me what's going on before I get rid of these 2? Yeah, they're trying to take Rukia to the Soul Society. Really? I've always wanted to go there, but maybe another time. Renji tries to pull the blade back, but he's not able to. What? What is this crazy power? And how is he able to block my Zanpakuto with his bare hand? Naruto smiles, letting go, and he looks at Ichigo. Think of this as another part of your training. Try to keep up with me with your eyes. Right. Naruto goes to take a step and instantly vanishes as he appears right in front of Renji and cuts him across his chest. The eyes of Ichigo, Rukia, and even Byakuya would widen. Damn it. How did he move that fast? Renji swings his Zanpakuto down, but Naruto vanishes once again and goes to strike Renji down from above in his back. But then, this blade is blocked by Byakuya. Rukia shouts for Naruto to get out of there, but he waves this off. So, you're the captain. You know, I want to become one myself, so how about you give me your spot? Byakuya calls Naruto arrogant as he dodges this next swing from the scythe. I guess since you're a captain, there's no need for me to, hold back on you. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. The hundreds of clones shock the Soul Reapers who've never seen a technique to this caliber. Byakuya is able to perfectly dodge and defend each one of them, defeating all of them. Hey Rukia, you said it's impossible for me to achieve Bankai when I was that age. So, how about I just show you it right now? Byakuya and Renji then both attack Naruto at the same time. Renji thinks that if this kid can really perform Bankai, he needs to help out his captain. But then he sees the face of his captain. Don't interfere with this battle. Naruto sighs, thinking these two may be more troublesome than he anticipated. I could go all out, but I would end up hurting Ichigo or his friend. So maybe I can... Naruto then ducks under the blade of Byakuya. You're hesitating. Don't tell me that after all that big talk, you're afraid. As if. I'll cut you down right now. Kurama, lend me some power. Naruto's eyes go red as the blue on a scythe would do the same. Naruto speeds up his movements, but Byakuya can do the same, as the captain then cuts open his shoulder and then does the same to Naruto's other shoulder, as he now points the blade at his face. You are strong, but you're arrogant. You could never become a captain of the 13 squads. Naruto smiles, turning into smoke, as Byakuya then receives 9 cuts to his chest, as he now starts to leak blood. Ichigo looks around and sees the real Naruto smirking. Man, for a captain, you let your guard down easily. Byakuya puts his hand on his chest and then looks at his fingers, noticing that he actually is bleeding, which was kind of new to him. This is when something no one expected to happen would happen. Rukia runs over to her elder brother and tries to tend to his wounds. This is when the 3 of them begin to retreat to the Soul Society. However, Naruto lets them go. Ichigo was angered by this. Why did you let them leave? Ichigo, they lost the battle, and they know that. I let them go because we're going to save Rukia. Of course. Think about it. We're going to the Soul Society. But we need to heal those injuries, and we need to train. Naruto uses a medical ninjutsu on Ichigo and Uryu that gets them back to their feet. This is when Urahara arrives and takes both of them back to his place to train them for 10 days. When Ichigo regains his Soul Reaper powers, he asked where Naruto was training at. Urahara points behind him to where an explosion would happen. Ichigo wants to go check it out, but he stopped. Right now, Naruto is fighting for his life because he wants to help you as much as he can. Leave him to his own training. This is when we see Naruto getting knocked into a bunch of rocks by a figure with white hair. You've gotten weaker since the last time we've battled, Naruto. Don't tell me you've grown soft on me. Yeah, whatever. Just keep it coming. The 10 days would go by fast as Urahara brings them back down to their basement, where they would see a bloody Naruto still training and getting beat up. As he turns around, he sees Ichigo, Urahime, Chad, and an Uryu, and a black cat. Damn it. Looks like my time is up. Thanks for your help. The figure with white hair teases Naruto before healing him and then vanishing. Ichigo looks at Naruto, who stares up at the ceiling. Hey Ichigo, you ready? Yeah, let's go. Urahara explains the details and has Yoriichi as their guide. The group goes through the portal and then sprints as the walls begin to collapse on them. They barely made it out thanks to Orihime, and Yoriichi points to the direction of the Soul Society. Naruto looks forward smiling as his blood begins to boil with excitement. I've made it here. At last. Ichigo then runs past Naruto, trying to get into the Sarite, but the walls fall down from the sky, blocking his path, and then a guard appears in his way as well. As the guard and Ichigo begin their fight, Orihime and Chad try to go help him out, but Naruto stops them. You two need to understand something, so listen up. I know you're his friends, but you need to learn when to help him out and when to let him fight alone. Plus, Ichigo can handle this fight. I'm sure of it. And when he gets that gate open, I'm gonna run through and clear the path for you guys. So make sure you save Rukia. Yoriichi then decides to ask Naruto about his training and his own Bankai. Is that who you were facing in the basement? Yes, that was the Yang half of my Bankai. I still have yet to win against that half, but I have a feeling that I will soon. A loud explosion is heard, and then the group turns to see that Ichigo has broken the blades of the guard. As the guard then decides to raise the gates, however, a man with white hair stood on the other side. Naruto flash steps past everyone and swings his blade. It's blocked as the two now make eye contact. Oh my, you are strong. He hits Naruto in the chest, pushing him back, as Naruto then has to raise his guard. He wants to go back through the gate, but there's no way the group is going to be able to keep up with him. This is when Jin releases the Zanpakuto as it extends towards Naruto. Naruto deflects the blade, but he watches the gate then close down. As everyone else goes to explore the district, Naruto remains standing in front of the gate. Yoriichi asked what he was planning, but Naruto had an idea. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. He uses his clones to make a ladder, as he then wrote down what he was able to see. He jumps back down, handing the detailed map to Yoriichi. This should be good enough for when we get in, but I'll have to make a couple more. There's guards on the other side of this gate now, so we need to find another way in. The two head back, and Naruto gives the map of the Soul Society to all of them, so if they are separated, they won't get too lost. Yoriichi then visits an old man, where she would ask if he knows where Kukaku Shiba was located. This is when someone kicked down the door, looking at Ichigo and Naruto. What the hell are Soul Reapers doing here, old man? Naruto then walked over, putting his hand on his shoulder. You're too loud. Ganju makes eye contact with Naruto's red eyes as he then passes out. Ichigo then turned to him. What the hell was that? It's a type of hypnosis from my homeworld. Now, let's continue this conversation. A couple more minutes go by as Ganju is taken away by his men. The next day, the group finds the home of Kukaku Shiba, and Ichigo and Uryu have the same reaction, as there's no way that this house is supposed to be hidden. It sticks out like a sore thumb. They would then follow the guards in to see a woman sitting down. It's been quite some time, Yoriichi.